Good morning, children. We all wear clothes. Clothes protect us against cold or heat and forms a hygienic barrier that keeps infectious and toxic materials away from the body. It also provides protection against harsh rays of sun. Wearing clothes is also a social norm. We all wear clothes. It reflects an individual's culture, personality and preferences. So children, today we are going to study chapter 8, Our Clothes. In this chapter we all will understand why we need clothes, the materials used for making clothes and how to take care of clothes. So children, let's start the chapter. Long ago, people used to live in forests and did not wear clothes. They covered their bodies with leaves, barks of trees and skins of animals. Later, they learned to weave clothes using threads of cotton and silk. They also used wool from sheep to make warm clothes for winter. Do you recognize this famous character? He used to live in a jungle. Can you guess what his clothes were made of? But as time passed, man found different materials to make his clothes. So children, early man was like an animal with no sense of clothing. But soon he realized that he should cover his body in order to keep it safe from harsh weather conditions, dust, insect bites, etc. So he started covering his body initially with leaves or even with the skin of hunted animals. Let's read further. Why do we wear clothes? Clothes cover the body and protect us from heat, dust, insect bites, rain and cold. Clothes must be comfortable. They also make us look smart, stylish and beautiful. Sometimes the clothes also help us to describe the job of a person. So besides the basic function of clothes, they also help us to look smart. People with different occupations have different uniforms which help us to recognize them. Like the uniform of a doctor, a lawyer, a soldier. They all are very different and just by seeing their uniform, we can rightly guess their occupation. Let's read further. Clothes and weather. We wear different clothes according to the weather. In the summer season, it is hot, so we sweat a lot. Light colored clothes do not absorb much heat and keep us cool. The clothes made of cotton absorb sweat. Loose fitting clothes let the air in. We feel comfortable in such clothes. So children, we know that clothes keep us safe from harsh weather conditions. Different types of clothes are worn in different types of weather conditions. For example, loose fitting, light colored cotton clothes are worn in summers as they help us in absorbing sweat and let the air in and thus keeping us cool. Let's move on to the next page. During the winter season, we wear thick clothes. They are made of wool, fur, feather or flannel, etc. They keep the body warm. During rainy season, we wear a raincoat and gum boots. Raincoats are made from waterproof material and gum boots are made from rubber. So children, in winters, we wear clothes made of wool, fur, feather or flannel which keeps our body warm. In monsoon or rainy season, we wear raincoats and gum boots which are made up of waterproof materials. Let's move on to the next topic, materials for clothes. Clothes can be made from natural fiber, material available in nature or synthetic fiber, man-made. Wool and cotton. Early man discovered that sheep hair, wool, can be rolled into a loose yarn for weaving into clothes. Hence, he started to make woolen clothes. Man also learned to make fiber from plants like cotton. Silk. In China, man discovered how to use fine thread from the cocoon of the silkworm to weave beautiful silk fabric. So children, the clothes which we wear are made from fibers. These fibers are of two types, natural fibers and man-made fibers. The natural fibers are obtained from plants and animals. For example, cotton and jute are two natural fibers which we get from plants. The fruit of the cotton plant gives us cotton fiber, and we get jute fiber from the stem of the jute plant, whereas we get wool from sheep and silk from the silkworm. Wool and silk are two natural fibers which we get from animals. The wool is removed from the body of the sheep using electric razors. This process is called as shearing. And later on, this wool undergoes many stages before getting converted into a woolen yarn. Let's also understand how the silk is made, or you can say how the silk is extracted from the silkworm. The silkworm caterpillar produces a liquid which hardens into a thread when it comes in contact with air. The caterpillars use this thread to make cocoon to protect themselves while they change into moth. During the process of metamorphosis, we get silk fiber from these cocoon threads. Let's move on to nylon. Man has also learned to make synthetic fiber from crude oil. This is used to weave a fabric called nylon or rayon. So children, synthetic fibers are man-made fibers which are prepared from crude oil, or you can say petroleum. Nylon and rayon are two examples of man-made or synthetic fibers. These synthetic fibers are more popular than natural fibers because they are cheaper, or you can say less expensive than natural fibers. They are easy to wash, they are durable, and so they last longer. Let's move on to the next page. How these fibers are changed into fabric. Now before these fibers are changed into fabric, they undergo various stages like spinning, weaving, furnishing of the fabric, which includes dyeing and a special treatment. So let's study about these different stages in detail. First is spinning. The raw fibers, cotton, silk, wool or synthetic fibers are twisted to make thread or yarn. This is called spinning. This spinning was earlier done on charkha in India. Later on, the spinning jenny was used. Now, sophisticated machines in textile factories do their work. Mahatma Gandhi encouraged the use of hand-woven fabric, khadi. So children, spinning is the first stage of converting a fiber into a fabric. In this process, the fibers are twisted to make thread or yarn on spinning jenny. These days, due to the improvement in the technology, huge sophisticated machines are there which carry out this process. Let's move on to the next stage, which is weaving. In the second step, the yarn or thread is made into fabric by weaving on big machines called looms. These looms crisscross the long threads to weave them into a fabric or cloth. Many weavers weave the thread on handlooms by hand. The world today buys saris woven on loom by weavers of Banaras, West Bengal, etc. Now, fabric is made on power or mechanized looms also. Fabrics are later dyed to get colorful materials. So children, weaving is the second stage in the process of turning fibers into fabric. In this process, the long threads are crisscrossed with each other on looms, and as a result of this weaving process, the threads are intertwined and made into fabric. Children, you must have seen your mother or grandmother knitting sweaters. They use knitting needles to crisscross woolen yarn, and as a result of this crisscross process, which is called as weaving, the sweater is made. Similarly, handlooms are used by weavers in many parts of our country who use silk threads to weave beautiful silk saris which are on high demand all over the world. Let's move on to the next stage, which is furnishing of the fabric. Dyeing. The process by which a fabric is given color is called as dyeing. The fabric is put into large vessels containing hot water with different colored dyes mixed in them. Then the fabric is dried and we have the colored fabric ready to use or print. Now, beautiful patterns are printed on the colored fabric. This is done in various ways. The final stage in the furnishing step is when a special treatment is given to the fabric that makes it waterproof or stops it from shrinking or wrinkling. This makes the fiber smooth and gives it a shine too. The fabric is now ready for fashioning into clothes. So children, furnishing is the process by which the quality, color and the design of the cloth is taken care of. Dyeing is the process by which the fabric is colored into different colors, which is usually done by immersing the fabric into hot water vessels that contains the desired color. Later on the fabric is dried. Children, you can ask your mother to take you to the person who dyes dupatta and see how he dyes the same. Our next topic is care of our clothes. We must take good care of our clothes or they will get damaged or torn. We must wash our clothes regularly in clean water using soap or detergent powder. The clothes must be rinsed well so that the detergent or soap is not left in them. We can dip washed white clothes in indigo powder, Neil, before drying to maintain their whiteness. Silk and woolen clothes are delicate and expensive. They should either be washed in mild detergent or dry cleaned. After the clothes are dry, we must iron them. Ironed and crumpled clothes make a person look very untidy and unkept. Children, when we wear neat, clean and ironed clothes, we look smart. So we must ensure that our clothes are washed regularly with detergent in order to remove dirt and stains on them. After the clothes are dried, they should be ironed before wearing. Delicate clothes like silk and woolens need to be dry cleaned, which is done by using petrol or benzene, which is a chemical. Let's move to the last topic, which is storage. Care should be taken while storing the clothes. They should be kept in a safe, clean and dry place like a trunk or cupboard. These places should be safe from rats and insects. Insects and mites mostly attack woolen and silk clothes. To keep them safe, dried neem leaves, boric acid powder or naphthalene balls are used. These are kept inside the clothes when they are stored. Children, you must have seen your mother sun drying all blankets and woolens after the winter is over. In this way, she ensures that all the germs which may be present in them are killed by the heat of the sun. Later, they all are stored in clean dry places like cupboards or trunks. To ensure that no further damage is done by the insects like cockroaches or silverfish, dried neem leaves, naphthalene balls or boric acid powder are kept between them. This will ensure that your woolens and expensive silk clothes are in good condition in the coming years as well. So children, in this way the reading and explanation of this entire chapter is done. Before we move on to the book exercises, I request all my students to please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get the notifications of the upcoming tutorials. If you like the way the explanation of this chapter is done, do give a thumbs up. It will make me happy. Let's move on to the book exercises. Question number A. Take the correct answer. Now here, for every question 4 options are given. We have to tick the correct option and write the same in the given blank. So let's start with question number 1. We wear dark colored clothes in the dash season. So we wear dark colored clothes in winter season because dark color absorbs the heat of the sun and keeps us warm. Question number 2. Which of the following is not a synthetic fiber? Silk, lycra, nylon, rayon. So children, silk is a natural fiber. It is not a synthetic fiber. Silk is obtained from silkworm. Whereas lycra, nylon and rayon, they all are synthetic fibers and are obtained from crude oil. Question number 3. Twisting the fiber to make thread or yarn is called dash. Weaving, dyeing, spinning, printing. So children, twisting the fiber to make thread or yarn is called as spinning. Question number 4. Once washed, white clothes should be soaked in dash: indigo powder, detergent, fabric water, red chili powder. So the answer is indigo powder. Question number 5. The special treatment given to the fabric can make it dash: waterproof, wrinkle free, fluffy, all of these. So children, the answer will be all of these. Due to the special treatment given to the fabric becomes little waterproof, wrinkle free and fluffy as well. Question number B. Fill in the blanks. Question number 1. We use dash to protect woolen clothes. So here you can write dried neem leaves or naphthalene balls or boric acid powder. You can write any of the 3 options, they all are correct. Question number 2. Dash is obtained from sheep. So we all know wool is obtained from sheep. Question number 3. During the process of dash, cloth is given different colors. So it is the process of dyeing. Let's move on to the next page. Question number 4. Artificial fibers are dash than natural fibers. So artificial fibers are durable than natural fibers. Question number 5. Dash is made from crude oil. So it is synthetic fiber. Synthetic fiber is made from crude oil. Question number C. Match the following. First, sheep. So out of the 5 options which are given on the right hand side, the best match for sheep will be wool. Second, cotton plant. So it is cotton fiber, which is option number C. Third, silkworm. The best match for silkworm would be option number E, cocoon. Fifth, looms. So looms are used for weaving. Let's move on to question number D. Write true or false. First, we wear the same clothes in different seasons. So this is false. We wear different types of clothes in different seasons. Second, light colored clothes do not absorb much heat. This is true, and this is the reason why we prefer to wear light colored clothes in summer season. Third, in deserts, people wear raincoats and gumboots. This is false. Fourth, rose petals are used to protect silk clothes from insects. This is false. Fifth, polyester clothes are made from synthetic fibers. This is true. Let's move on to question number E. Write short answers to the following questions. Question number 1. What kind of clothes are worn in summer season? Children, I am sure you all must be knowing the answer of this question. In the summer season, light colored loose fitting cotton clothes should be worn. Question number 2. What are synthetic fibers? Answer. The fibers which are artificially prepared by man in labs and factories using crude oil are called synthetic fibers. Examples: nylon, rayon, polyester, etc. Question number 3. How should we store woolen clothes? Woolen clothes should be stored in cool, dried, dark and clean places. To keep them safe from insect attack, dried neem leaves, boric acid powder or naphthalene balls should be used. Let's move on to question number F. Give detailed answers to the following questions. Question number 1. How are clothes made? Answer. Clothes are made from natural or synthetic fibers. Cotton and jute are the natural fibers which are obtained from plants, whereas silk and wool are the natural fibers which are obtained from animals. Nylon and rayon are synthetic fibers which are made from crude oil. Question number 2. Make a web titled From Fiber to Fabric. Children, for this question we have to write all the steps involved in the process of converting fibers into fabric. We have to write these steps in serial order. So the answer to this question would be spinning of fibers to make threads and yarn. This is the first stage. Second stage is weaving of yarn into fabric. The next stage is furnishing of fabric, which involves dyeing of fabric, printing of fabric, special treatment given to the fabric, and then the final stage is tailoring of fabric into desired style. Question number 3. What are looms? Why are they important? Answer. Looms are big machines on which the yarn or thread is woven into fabric. Handlooms are used by weavers to weave beautiful silk saris. Textile factories use power looms to weave fabrics. Next is HOTS. Why do you think we should encourage the use of khadi? Discuss. So the answer to this question would be, these days we are shifting towards eco-friendly products to save our Mother Earth. Khadi cotton fabric is indigenously prepared, eco-friendly cloth which is manufactured using hand or hand looms, so it does not require any electricity or big machinery. Natural dyes and colors are used that have no harmful effect on the body and environment. They can be worn in all seasons. It is warm in winter and cool in summer. Next is life skills. Clothes make us look elegant and smart. People in different parts of our country wear different clothes. We should appreciate the variety and not make fun. Discuss. Children, when we wear clothes which are washed and ironed, we look smart. People belonging to different places have different cultures and traditions, and the same is reflected in their dressing sense as well. Like, people living in Kashmir wear thick firans. People belonging to Punjab wear kurta pajama. Similarly, men in Kerala prefer to wear shirt and lungi. So you see, people living in different areas have different ways of wearing clothes. Next is activity. Activity number 1. Collect pictures of various types of handloom fabrics in our country. Find out their names. So children, in this image you can see different handloom fabrics which are prepared in different states of our country. Based on this information, you can collect images of these handloom fabrics and paste them in your notebook along with their names. Activity number 2. Use a thick cardboard and strips of paper or cloth. Weave a design of your own. So children, this is a fun activity which can be done using paper strips or cloth. You can prepare your own design, or you can try the one which is given over here in this image and paste the same in your notebook. So children, in this way, this entire chapter is complete. Hope you learned something new in today's class. Do give a thumbs up if you found this video little helpful, and make sure you write your name and school's name in the comment section. In case you have any doubt or query related to this chapter, you can write the same in the comment section. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Let's meet in the next video. All the best.